The Owl House is a crazy show, and I think it's time to make some crazy series. Throughout the series, the writers have been preparing us for the finale, and I think it will not be without some plot twists, with one of them being that Luz and the Collector are actually one person. Yes, you heard me right. And before you think I'm crazy, let me prove my point. So first, let's go back a few months ago, right before the Owl House Season 2 finale King's Tide premiered. Before that episode, we had never seen Collector's physical body, except for a promo art that Dana Terrace drew on her stream. And some people assumed that the Collector does not actually have a physical body, he has to possess someone to appear in the real world. And because of similarities of Collector's and Luz's designs, many thought that it will be Luz who makes the deal with the Collector. But this theory turned out to be wrong, but I don't think it's completely off. Next, if we compare the height of both characters, they are almost the same. According to Kikimura, the Collector is said to be the child from the start. If we consider the Boiling Isles a separate planet, which it is likely, then it means that the Collector might be an alien. An alien from Earth, as this is the only other planet we know so far in the show. Now back on Earth, above Luz's bed, in Thanks to Them, we see all these stars and planets, which might have given her the inspiration for the Collector's character symbolic. We all know Luz feels her guilt for just being a puppet in Belos's game, and that's why the Collector, deep in his mind, wants revenge, wants to now be the game master on his own. You also might have noticed how I called the Collector a he, with it being said in Elsewhere and Elsewhen, in a Philip Whittabane diary entry. But all we know is that it's based on his own research, with him not even having met the Collector at that point in time. The Collector likely existed long before the Boiling Isles themselves, knowing his hunt for titans according to the Titan Trappers. This might have been thousands of years before the events of the show, and for these thousands of years, Luz forgot who she is and what her goal is. All this time she has been staying alive the same way Belos lived for about 400 years. But deep in her subconsciousness, she remembers all of that. The Collector was hunting for titans, and one of them, King's dad, trapped him presuming for an eternity. Then, why wouldn't the Collector want to do the same for the Titan's son, King? But instead, the Collector plays with him like if they had been friends for a long time before. That's because Luz remembers King and all her friends. All this time, she had a distrust for Belos, and then smashed him fulfilling her initial goal, or at least thinking that. Another sign of Luz just wandering around the world and getting the claws and stuff she can is actually the very first appearance of the Collector, where he's in different claws comparing to the present day. And the reason why the Collector wanted to capture the Owl Beast so badly is that Luz remembers Ida's curse and wants to end it as well, while instead starting this whole mess. But how the hell can there be two Luzes at the same time? The answer is simple: time traveling. We already know time traveling magic exists, and it can take you too long before civilization, so that's likely how Luz would get in the past. But as we answered how Luz will become the Collector, the new question is why? Why does she have to go through all of that? Why does she eventually become a near god? For most of the series, our main villain was Belos, aka Philip Whittabane, and the Collector was not even initially planned in the series. He was added only after the news of Season 3 shortening. As many in the community speculate, the final climax of the series may end up with Belos possessing the Titan, as we have already seen him do that to dead animals. And I think none of the witches on the Boiling Isles were ready for that, and as they are about to face their death, They don't have time to prepare to fight back. That's where time traveling comes in play. They send loose to the past to become stronger, learn new magic, to eventually be powerful enough to defeat Bellows as Titan. That's also where they realize that the Collector has been loose this whole time, and it's the Collector who needs to fulfill the destiny of defeating Bellows. It's been Luz all alone who just forgot who she is after thousands of years, and as our Luz starts her journey in the past to become the Collector, the present day Luz has already come that way, faces Bellows in the series finale, and after the Boiling Isles are saved, there will be one last thing. The Collector needs to remember who he really is. And I like to imagine that it's going to be the same way as in Gravity Falls' final episode, where Mabel reminds Stan about his past. We already have a Lumity montage from Thanks to Them. Another key element is probably gonna be Azora, and of course all the people who have been around her for the past 2 seasons. And that's how the show ends, with the Collector finally returning to his loose form. Of course, they'll have to find a way to Earth and all this stuff, but that's a talk for another video. I know there may be quite a few things wrong with the series. If you have any notes, please let me know in the comments. But this has been in my head for around 4 days now, and I couldn't help sharing it. More Owl House videos will be on the way, and if you want to see one on a particular topic, let me know in the comments as well. But if you like this one, please give it a like to support the channel and help it grow. I appreciate it a lot. Also consider supporting me with money using one of the proper links in the description below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.